Okay, well, that's a couple minutes after 7, so I suppose we should call a meeting to order. So this is the Visual Resources Review Board meeting for the town of Farragut, August 25th, 2020 meeting. So the first thing we need to do is gain approval of the minutes.
This Chairman Pinchuk, I'll move for approval.
All right, we have a motion to approve for that the meeting minutes. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on the minutes as they were presented? With no discussion, we'll call for a vote, and this, Holly, is where we'll do a roll call vote. So if you don't mind to do that.
Okay, and bear with me because I think I heard everybody that's here. So Cindy Holyfield.
Yes, present.
And is yours a vote yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, vote yes.
Okay. Marty?
Yes.
Alderman Pinchuk?
Alderman Pinchuk, yes.
And Jeannie Stowe?
Yes.
I believe that's everybody.
Okay. So we'll move on down to the ground mounted sign applications. And so our first application is for the T-Mobile tenant panel at 11655 Parkside Drive for an existing ground located there. So with that, Holly, if you won't mind to present T-Mobile.
Okay. On the T-Mobile panel, these have actually already been installed. And you can see it in that photo there. That's the actual sign, not of it. It's not really consistent to the other panels that are on the sign because everything else has a white background and either black letters or red letters. And T-Mobile, of course, has the bright pink with the white letters. So staff recommends that the sign be reversed to have a white background and pink letters to conform more with the rest of it.
All right. So I will go through and call each board member by name and ask them to, if they have any questions for staff. So Alderman Pinchuk, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was just curious, did T-Mobile use those colors in that way for a specific reason? Did they say that, why they don't have a white background? Anything from them?
I haven't spoken to them, but I know that their logo is typically pink with white letters. They do, however, have other locations that have white letters or have pink letters and no background or a white background.
So we wouldn't be messing up with their trademark or anything if we insisted it be a white background.
Right.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right, Ms. Holyfield, do you have questions?
Marty, I just wanted to ask you, is this not one of the places that we had said that the backgrounds needed to be exactly the same, the white backgrounds? Is this not one of those?
That's a great question that I think I was going to bring up. To the best of my memory, when this sign, ground mounted sign, was approved, there was agreement of uniformity with the background, to the best of my memory.
Yes, that's what I thought. That was the only question I had, because I thought it was that we wanted it all the same, the white background. So with that being said, I do think they need to change it to white background. And that's all I have.
All right, Ms. Stowe, questions, comments?
First question is, why did they go ahead and put it up without approval?
That is a good question. I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
They haven't actually been in contact with the town.
Okay.
I've tried to get a hold of them to find that out. They did pay a double fee for it since they put it up without permission, but.
Okay. And my next observation is, and I can't see it well in this photo, but the sign above it and the two below it, obviously they have their colors for the symbol for their company, but they have it with a white background.
Right.
So I think since they were consistent, that T-Mobile needs to be consistent with a white background and their pink lettering if they want it.
Okay, was that all your?
Oh, that's all, yeah.
All right, Mr. Rogers, do you have any questions or comments?
I agree that it should be switched, but I have no further questions.
Okay. I think we're all in consensus on that. The only thing I was going to bring up is the same thing that was stated earlier. I believe this ground mounted sign had an agreement when it was installed several years ago for the uniformity of the background. So in giving with staff and going along with staff recommendation, I do think we should have that changed out to comply. So with that, it's time for a motion. So do we have a motion on this item?
I will make a motion that the tenant panel for T-Mobile be redesigned to be white background with the pink T-Mobile letters, to be consistent with the rest of the businesses that have continued with the white background and their logo.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Stowe. Just want to confirm. You second that?
Alderman Pinchot?
Okay, you second. Okay. All right. At this point, is there an applicant present? I don't think I see anybody else here, but do you know of anybody present, Holly?
No.
Marty, do we have to deny this sign to ask for the second reverse colors? I mean, do we have to deny this one first and then ask that one be implemented with the white background?
I think the motion you've made covers that.
Okay, okay.
Because the motion you made was to remove this sign and replace it with one of a white background and
Yeah. Right.
So.
Okay.
And your motion is what we're going to be voting on.
Okay.
So there's no one here for the applicant. Are there any citizens' comments that need to be read into the record?
No.
Okay. At that, are there any amendments to the motion that Ms. Stowe has provided? All right, hearing no amendments, if you would please take a roll call vote.
Okay. Cindy Holyfield,
Approve.
Marty Lehman,
Yes on the motion.
Alderman Pinchot,
Alderman Pinchot, yes.
and Jeannie Stowe.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right, down to the next ground mounted sign application, which is for CVS Pharmacy 1946 Kingston Pike to replace what is existing at this point. Now, provide comment. Thank you.
Okay. Staff recommends approval for the refacing of the sign. Engraved concrete address numbers on the sign. That way there's better visibility of the Kingston Pike traffic.
Judy, can you mute your mic? I couldn't hear anything she just said.
Who?
So it was hard to hear what you were just saying there because I think there was a phone ringing or something in the background. Could you
Yes.
go over that?
I don't know who's it
Can
is.
you mute your mic?
No, I've tried. I can't.
Jeannie.
Yes, I can't. I've tried.
I think I can.
It won't
Hang
do
on, I'll
it.
mute it
So.
for a second. It'll let me.
Okay, that's fine.
Only if it will let me. There we go. Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. On the CVS sign, staff does recommend approval of the refacing. However, we do recommend that the engraved concrete address numbers at the top of the sign be painted possibly like a red to match the rest of the sign. That way there's better visibility for the traffic on Kingston Pike.
Okay. So at this point, we'll ask board members if they have any questions, comments. So we'll start with Ms. Hollyfield.
No questions.
All right. Alderman Pinchot.
I have none.
All right. Ms. Stowe.
I don't have any questions. It looks good to me.
All right. Mr. Rogers.
No question.
Okay. I think same here. I don't really have any questions. I think I agree with the recommendations of staff. Signage itself looks legible to me for that area. So do we have a motion on the floor now for this application? Well, I will make the motion that we approve this sign application by CVS with the recommendation that the concrete address numbers be painted to provide for better visibility. So with that, do we have a second to that motion?
I second.
Ms. Hollyfield seconds. Is the applicant present? All right. Does staff have any citizen comments that need to be read into the record?
No.
Okay. Any amendments to the motion?
No.
All right. With that, if you wouldn't mind, take a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Cindy Hollyfield,
Yes.
Marty Lehman,
Yes.
Alderman Pinchot,
Yes.
and Jeannie Stowe.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries unanimously. So we'll move down to the third item on our ground mounted sign application, which is for the Dos Agaves Mexican Grill at 11639 Parkside Drive. Again, another tenant panel for an existing ground mounted sign. If staff would provide their comments, please.
Dos Agaves is taking the place of La Parrilla, well, their old location that was on Parkside Drive. So their sign is on the same sign that the T-Mobile sign was on. Theirs is compatible to the other signs as it has a white background. They do have some red lettering, but it's consistent with the other signs that are on the whole sign. So staff recommends approval of this sign.
Okay. All right. So board members, I'll go down and ask if you have questions or comments. So we'll start with Ms. Stowe this time. Do you have any?
Well, I do have one again. How is it that these signs get put up before they're actually approved?
That one hasn't been put up. That one's just a mock-up of the sign.
Okay. I think it's great, and they've done the white background, and I think it looks good.
Okay. Alderman Pinchot.
I think the sign looks fine. I have no qualms with it. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Ms. Hollyfield.
No comment or no questions.
All right. Mr. Rogers.
No question.
I think I'm in the same boat as everyone else. This sign looks good to me. I think it's legible, so no other comments or questions. All right. So do we have a motion from the board?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
We'll approve, and we have a second by Ms. Stowe. Is the applicant present? Are there any citizen comments to be read into the record?
No, we don't.
Any amendments to the motion? Okay, with that, if staff would do a roll call vote on the item, please.
Okay. Cindy Hollyfield,
Yes.
Marty Lehman,
Yes.
Alderman Pinchot,
Yes.
and Jeannie Stowe.
Yes.
Okay. Item carries unanimously. So I believe that's the last item on the agenda. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there anything else that the staff needs to share with us this time?
I don't believe so. Hopefully Bart will be back next time, but I'm not sure yet.
Will we be doing this again like this next time?
So far, I believe so, but I'm not.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Well, I got notification of a meeting for another board in September, and they plan on meeting in person, so I'm hoping we do too. Are we gonna
really?
meet down at the, family center as opposed to, the Farragut building when we do meet openly?
I know a lot of things have been in the community room
Right,
versus the room, but since there's not very many on this board, it may still be in the boardroom
okay.
as long as there's enough spacing that we can be socially distanced. Then usually it can be done in the boardroom.
Okay, well, if there is nothing else, then this meeting, that was a quick one.